1 in 3, this is the number of children in America today who are overweight or obese. 85%. This is the number of girls in America who have low self-esteem. These numbers should shock you because they are at all-time highs and they are growing rapidly every minute. Now imagine if all of these numbers were all-time lows, if kids felt good about their bodies and they knew how to take care of them. This is what sports could help us do, help us point us in the right direction to do. I've been playing sports since I was 3. My parents have had me in everything since dance to basketball to volleyball to soccer, so I think between my brother and I we pretty much covered all of the sports. So I know firsthand all the benefits that children can receive from when playing sports. So first we're going to talk about the physical benefits. Obviously there are many physical benefits for children playing sports. They begin to have an understanding of what their body can do. They also begin to trust the abilities of their bodies. So when they do something like dive for a ball, they trust that their body's not going to break when they do it. They also develop strong bones and muscles just by practicing and having fun, not even playing in a game. Exercise in general relieves stress in kids and helps lower their risk of depression. It also makes them more likely to exercise and play sports as adults so that they won't be overweight or obese. They'll be less likely. I read an article in the Orlando Sentinel that was pretty unfortunate because it talked about how the No Child Left Behind Act has caused teachers to focus more time on reading and math and less time, and the first thing to go is physical activity time, which is very unfortunate. This article talked about how playing sports can actually help kids academically a little bit, and it definitely does not hurt them at all to do. And the things that they learn will actually support them in their academics, which I will talk about later. So there are definitely not only physical benefits to kids playing sports, sports also helps with their emotional development. The first thing it helps with is their self-esteem, and this is the really cool thing is it helps their self-esteem whether they win or lose. The same article in the Orlando Sentinel that I read said that girls were 30 times more likely to feel good about themselves and to classify themselves, their health as excellent compared to girls who didn't play sports who classified their health as fair to poor. Also, kids who play sports are just plain happier. Their self-confidence also rises whenever they play sports because they're placed in challenging situations where they have to trust themselves to be able to come up with a solution. Kids also develop problem-solving and strategic thinking skills when they play sports. For example, let's say one of the kids on the other team is on a fast break towards the goal, and the child is the defender. They have to figure out the best way to stop that the player from making a goal without fouling them. And many times they go through many different avenues before they find the correct one, so that helps with their problem-solving skills. They also are around positive mentors a lot. I read an article on education.com that said that, you know, today in society there are so many negative and harmful mentors and that kids are surrounded by. And a coach is a very, very positive mentor that kids can look up to and that they can learn to respect, which is a big deal. Along with all the emotional benefits, kids also learn values that help them develop a good moral character. We all know that kids can be very egocentric when they're little, and they think the world, revolves around them. But they learn pretty quickly in sports that this is not going to be the case. They learn to think what is good for the team instead of what's good for me. They also begin to be happy for their teammates whenever they are successful because they know that it'll benefit the entire team. They also develop personal discipline. They learn that they have to work for what they accomplish, and that helps really develop their personal discipline. And I learned about that in the LA Times article that I read. Education.com's article also talked about the 3 Ps, which are practice, patience, and persistence. And kids learn these pretty consistently in every sport that they play. They learn that they will never be an MVP or an Olympic athlete if they don't practice hard and often and learn to have patience when they fail. Kids also develop leadership and teamwork skills. They know that it's good to be a leader on your team, but that for the team to have ultimate success, you have to work together. So to summarize everything up, we talked about all the physical and emotional benefits that kids get from playing sports, and we also talked about all the values that they develop. So with all of this extensive research, my only question to you would be, why wouldn't you give your children this opportunity? So thank you.
Scanning.